Hello and welcome. My name is Jackie Haydock, and I'm here today with my good friend and fellow female attorney, Lisa Duncan. We're excited to chat with you today about our thoughts and perspectives on the new movie, On the Basis of Sex, about Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. So first, a little bit about Lisa and I. As I mentioned, we're both female attorneys. We've both been practicing for 10 years. I'm currently in-house counsel at Microsoft, focusing on digital health, law, and policy. Prior to joining Microsoft, I was colleagues with Lisa at Zimmer Biomet, a medical device manufacturer based in Warsaw, Indiana. My husband and I currently reside in Minneapolis, Minnesota, but I'm a born and raised Hoosier, go IU, just like Lisa.
Thanks, Jackie. So I'm Lisa Duncan, and as Jackie mentioned, I work at Zimmer Biomet. I'm a litigation attorney focusing primarily on products liability and mass torts. I'm also currently pursuing my MBA and have 2 small children, 4 animals, and a husband who also works. So I stay pretty busy. A little bit of background about the movie for those who may not know. This movie focuses primarily on the period of time when Justice Ginsburg was in law school in the late 1950s through when she argued a historic gender discrimination case in the early 1970s. So it's not a biography of her whole life, and no part of it focuses on her time on the Supreme Court. I thought that was just important for everyone to know. The major theme of the movie, obviously, is female empowerment. Was there a part of the movie or something about the movie that really resonated with you or made you feel empowered as a female attorney?
Yes, absolutely. So for me, it was very empowering to see Justice Ginsburg embrace her gender diversity as her superpower. So we saw her take her gender, which was an obstacle and challenge for her during law school and after law school, and she really leveraged it and harnessed it into a successful career, first as a civil rights law professor, then as a litigator, and ultimately that career leading her to be appointed to the United States Supreme Court. And so for me, it's a wonderful reminder for myself and for others, embrace what makes us different. That difference can be our superpower and provide a unique path and opportunity. So I think about when I first started practicing law, I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be just like one of the guys. I didn't want to stand out. But now I'm much more focused on being my authentic self, which is a passionate, empathetic, supportive, hardworking, and quite frankly, more feminine female lawyer. And I truly believe I'm better for my clients by embracing who I am.
Yeah, I certainly can relate to that. If you take emotional intelligence, which is traditionally been thought of as a more feminine trait. Emotional intelligence is the ability to read people and situations and emotions. And historically, I don't think employers have valued it very much, but it's anticipating what outside counsel might do or opposing counsel might do next, or reading defense themes and how they're hitting with a jury and where you might need to pivot, or understanding your judge's likes and dislikes so you can know if you need to modify your behavior to try to get the result that you're looking for. So emotional intelligence is a huge asset, and those who have it, women and men, should really embrace it and be proud of it.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. I wonder, Lisa, what else resonated with you from the movie?
A big theme for me was, this challenging traditional stereotypes. So, for example, Justice Ginsburg obviously challenged stereotypes of the time, which was that men should work, especially in the legal field. Men do that and women are barefoot in the kitchen. She was one of the first women to attend Harvard Law, and she continued to break barriers throughout her career. But she also challenged more current stereotypes about female attorneys, or attorneys generally, which is, that women who are successful attorneys have to be sort of masculine and forego any type of family life. She really embraced her femininity and managed to raise a happy family. And so I really loved the portrayal of that bucking of stereotypes.
Yeah, absolutely. What I was going to say is I enjoyed watching her be both a successful female lawyer and also be a mom and a wife. And I really enjoyed, getting to witness both sides. I also enjoyed the portrayal of her husband, who was extremely supportive. And, I'd argue he really bucked stereotypes as well.
He certainly bucked stereotypes for that time. I mean, he did have a job, but he did the cooking and he helped clean and raise the children. And he wasn't portrayed in a feminine way. It didn't emasculate him in any way. I think, that stereotype still persists to this day. There's this thought that if men share equally in the chores or stay at home with their kids, that somehow, they're feminine or they're whipped or they can't hack it in their fields, so that's what they do. And that couldn't be further from the truth, but we don't often see men portrayed that way. Fortunately, I get to see it every day because, as you know, my husband has been in the Marine Corps for 18 years and he's a SWAT operator with the state police, and he does almost all of the cooking, and he shares in the chores and child rearing. And I think it's just really important, especially for boys who don't get to see that in their everyday life, to see men portrayed as equal, competent partners. And I think it's just as important for girls to see men portrayed in that way and to understand that they can have expectations like that of their partner. No roles are inevitable.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
Yeah. I mean, that's always going to be a challenge.
Yeah.
There are a lot of challenges presented in this movie. What was one of the challenges that really resonated with you?
Yeah. So I thought it was so interesting seeing Justice Ginsburg face what commonly today we refer to as the Mike Pence rule. We see her face this during her law firm interview. So by way of background from the movie, Justice Ginsburg is interviewing with law firms after law school, looking for that first associate type position. And one of the hiring partners specifically tells her he cannot hire her because it would cause a problem, or he feared what the other attorneys, who were male, but what the other attorneys' wives would think. So for those of you not familiar, maybe with the Mike Pence rule, it basically says, don't travel or dine alone with a colleague of the opposite sex. So unfortunately, this rule and mindset, it affects a woman's ability to succeed in the legal profession. It affected Justice Ginsburg's ability to get a job in the late 1950s. And today, if any of my male colleagues prescribe to this rule, it's going to affect my ability to succeed. It's going to, if I can't engage in these dialogues during meals, which is a place that I connect with my team on a social level, but it's also a place where business learning and networking happens.
Yeah, I think the effects of this rule or principle, however you want to call it, they're particularly pronounced when the man is a leader. And it's not to say that men sit there and think they're intentionally trying to keep women down. They may think they're just having drinks or going for dinner. But we know when you have these intimate, casual settings and you work for the same employer, that inevitably work is going to come up and you're going to exchange information about the company, about projects, resources, people, and that information has value. And when women are excluded from those conversations, it necessarily puts them at a disadvantage vis-a-vis their male counterparts.
Yeah, absolutely. So on that note, let's end with a call to action, shall we? A call to action to both our male and female viewers. So we all have roles to play in helping female lawyers succeed. So we want to thank you to our allies doing their part, and a warm welcome, hello, to those wanting to learn more. Also, if you've seen the movie and enjoyed it as much as Lisa and I did, we'd really love to hear your thoughts. So please go ahead, leave us a note in the comments, and we'd love to engage in a great dialogue with you about what you loved about the movie, as well as Justice Ginsburg's story. Thanks for viewing, and we hope to talk to you soon. Thank you.
Thanks.